How's it going? Wooden Spoon SuperCoach here. We've finally cracked $900 in the prize pool. Project Spartan has taken the lead again with a $5.84 edition. Shots missed out this week. He had Para head-to-head, which it could have gone either way. That was the most poo-slinging game I've ever seen. And Happy Bandit getting one in there as well. So good stuff this week. $10 added to the prize pool. And I also adjusted the $65. I missed Shots' Tedesco anytime for the Origin game last week. So that's all fixed up now. $65 prize pool there. So if you want to go early, now that the Origin teams lists are out, feel free to comment your Origin bets on this one, but there will be a future video for that one. And don't forget to comment your bets for the upcoming round of footy. Yeah, I think I've covered everything there. How you going, Mac? How'd your week go?
Mate, not too bad, thanks. Not too bad. 14-15 for me. So once again, got the crown against you. So happy with that.
Yes.
Closing that gap slightly down to only 333 points between us, but that is still equating to about 14,000 ranks. So yeah, I'm still pretty far out. Season basically over, but I'll swing for the fences for the rest of it and see how we go. Still living vicariously through Chloe's team, who's about to crack that 20K. She did quite good on the weekend with over 1,500. So yeah,
Of
well
course
done to
she
her.
did.
How? Yeah. She went for the captaincy on Cleary, so yeah, that worked well for her. But yeah, as somebody who traded in Reece Walsh, I kind of was hoping that if he was going to get picked for Origin, he would have at least scored 120 or 150 points for me. And he didn't do that, but he still got selected for Origin. So yeah, that sucks. That's a trade out, but it is what it is. How about yourself this week? Not quite par. Lost a few spots, I see.
Yeah, just under par, 2K red arrows. That's probably karma for me bitching about going up 4K spots continuously. And they're like, righto, well, you're going down now. So have fun with that. It's not the end of the world. 30K is still reasonable. I think I'm going to do pretty well going into this week. It sounds like there's a lot of people really struggling to scrape together 13 players. I've managed to do it without even max trading this week. So I'm happy. A couple of the players in there are a little bit poo, but that's okay. Poo's better than nothing. I don't think I quite would have beaten you, but I didn't realize that Kale Iro got named to play. So I ended up playing Makasini over him. What would I have needed? About another 30-ish something points. Yeah, I don't think I would have beat you anyway, but
Close though.
annoying
It would
because
have
he
been
got a
close.
60.
It was about a 37-point gap between us. So yeah, that
Yeah,
might have been the difference.
I
But
think
yeah.
yeah, if it was a 30 point gap, then maybe I would have pipped you, but I think 37 was just enough to get the win anyway. So it's all good. At least I've got a gun guy back in my team for not this week. Is he playing this week? He is playing this week, which is nice.
Yeah,
So
Sharks. Yep, I'm targeting the Sharks this week as well, but not KL Eros. So, I mean, we'll get to that. But let us know how you went this week, folks. Definitely love seeing the updates in the comments for your weekly scores and ranks and stuff like that. It's really good to see how good some of the guys are going in the comments. So, let us know how you went, and yeah, let's get into this TLT for this week.
let's do it. Before we jump into it, just a reminder, because it's easy to forget these things. You've got 3 trades this week. If you're in absolute dire straits and you're really struggling to put a team together, this is a very team dependent thing, but you don't want to be bringing in like who's a good example, like a Jed Stewart or something just to get that one number. It's probably better to take a bit of a hit this week and not spend a trade getting a guy in that you're going to have to spend another trade to get him out for a keeper. It's not ideal, like not being able to fill the full team. It sucks, but it sucks a lot less than running out of trades at the end of the year. So just keep that
Yep.
in mind. So for the Rabbitohs and the Broncos, Cam Murray's out for Origin, Hubner's in at lock, Graham is out for 1 month, Duncan's at centre, which is really annoying. I think I've had him at centre for more games than I've had him on the edge, but at least he's a warm body going into this. The Broncos outside backs are a little bit shoddy, so maybe he can get some attacking stats. David Fifita is a talking point as well for this team, and Ewan Aitken is on the other edge with him. Is there anyone you're having a look at the Rabbitohs? Probably David Fifita is the guy that most people are going to be looking at.
Yeah, I did have a look, and I was surprised that he played 80 minutes on the weekend, but the work rate wasn't quite there. I don't know if he's going to change sides again with the mix up this week with Duncan going to center, maybe Fafita's back on the left. I just don't really love it, and I do have to make a trade at second row this week for numbers. But the Rabbitohs, even though they have generally good coverage, they do have the bye next week, which could be a little bit tricky still.
Yeah.
So I've kind of specifically targeted teams that don't have a buy for the rest of the buy period so that I can minimize trades moving forward.
Yep.
So for that reason, plus the low work rate, like he scored 65 with a try and a line break. Like it's just Duncan on the other side scored 63 all base and power. That's kind of what you want from your edge forwards. So not for me, no, not David Fafita. Yeah, probably no one on the Rabbitohs, to be honest. Although I do know a few people are looking at Latrell Sequel.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't love it. I just don't know the security. Jack Whiten will be back soon. It's not, I don't think it's a great player. I haven't been interested in him all season so far. So,
Yep.
yeah. And then on the Broncos, yeah, look, bit of a shuffle in the back line again. But look, it's probably not targeting anybody here either, except for Willison. Willison's the only guy. Like, if you don't have Willison, I still think he's a good buy. With Pat Carrigan still out for like 4 to 6 weeks, Willison is going to be covering in the middle mostly, and yeah, he's going to be great. He was such a beast last week. Even with his rest, he was still able to churn out huge numbers. So yeah, looking forward to having Willison in the team probably for the rest of the year, to be honest. I'm not going to waste a trade getting him out, even when Carrigan's back. I'm just going to hope that Willison's earned a starting spot and maybe he gets promoted to number 8 or something when Carrigan comes back. So, yeah, like Jensen's out for the season. So, yeah, I imagine that Willison will still be in the starting lineup, even when Carrigan comes back and Haas is back, because you're not going to be running Preston Ricky and Jack Goz in the front row if you've got Willison there on the bench. That's just wild. So, look, I think Willison is definitely a buy and a season hold.
So you've given me more information that I was aware of with Willison there, and I'm starting to think if it is worth me using a third trade this week to upgrade Tolty to him. I might have the money in the bank for that. I think my other trades freed up some money. That just seems like, I mean, if the guy you mentioned, I'm forgetting, is out for the season, did you say, or is he out just for a while?
Yeah, Jensen, like I'm
Jensen.
pretty sure he's out for the season. He had like a bad like lung clot or something like
Oh
that. So
shit.
yeah, it's a bit of a sketchy situation. Like I don't think he's coming back this season. So I
Okay.
just yeah, even if he does, like you'd start him off the bench. You'd have Willison. Like this forward pack at full strength has Willison in the starting lineup. Like he's been such a beast. Like they have to play him. So yeah, look, I don't think he's getting demoted back to the bench anytime soon.
He's low 600s, I think. I'm really
Mm.
gonna have to think about that because it Tolty is not the revelation that I thought he was being, but again, with this injury to Jensen, maybe even his minutes start to increase. So maybe it is. Maybe I just see how that goes for a little bit.
Well, no, the Jensen thing's been there for a bit, so
Oh, okay.
yeah. Look, but Willison's still only 648. Yep, his break
Yeah.
even
Okay.
29. Like he's still going up in cash. Like he can still get on. I might start the season with him next year. So yeah, like he's a beast. He's a proper beast. Like could be a season keeper. I don't know why more people aren't saying that. So
Hmm.
seriously, if Jensen, even if Jensen comes back, surely you just start Willison. He's a weapon.
Yeah, he has looked good, and his scores have reflected that. So I'll be having a look at that. My gut's telling me just to stick with Tolty, like I was saying before. It's like rather than get myself an extra 30 points here or there, that trade's probably more valuable. But if you are looking to trade him in to get numbers, then I'm all for that. Gun player.
Yeah, definitely. Also, I would be avoiding Piakura. He had like the game of his career. And yeah, I wouldn't be expecting anything like that. Again, like his offload for that try assist, that was a really awesome, classy offload that he won't repeat again. So yeah, look, he had a great game, but I don't think he's super coach relevant. Piakura, I would not be getting him.
I've never owned Piakura, and I'm probably going to
Yeah,
keep it that way.
yeah.
Moving on.
Uh, Yeah,
Sorry, did you have
Reese
something?
Walsh. We just mentioned Reese Walsh is going to play 1 out of the next 5 games now, so
Yeah.
he's a instant trade out. Yeah, bit of a
Yes.
crappy situation. Like I said before, I was hoping that he was going to come in and score big, and then maybe he would go to Origin and it would be worth it because I got a big score out of him. But yeah, no, he scored kind of mid. Still got selected for Origin, so with their bye schedule, like he's out for 15, then they have a bye on 16, he's back for 17, then he's out for 18 for Origin, and then they have a bye 19. So he's just one game in the next five. It's just if you have Reece Walsh, he's a definite trade out.
Yeah, it's a shame. I don't really regret the decision because the potential was still there. He just
Yep,
didn't reach the potential for those games. I wouldn't say we rolled a 1 on that trade. It's more
nah,
of like a maybe
two.
a 2, 2.5. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, not ideal, but it could have very much been worse, especially if he didn't get some of that late junk in a couple of those games. It could have been diabolical.
yep. Are we tipping Rabbitohs or Broncos? I'm going the Broncos at
Trust
home,
me
man.
to
Oh,
forget
actually,
about it, eh?
sorry, the Broncos. They're not at home, but I'm going the Broncos. They have to. They have to do something. It's just outrageous that they've lost the last five games. Like, and the Rabbitohs, they didn't look good against Manly last week.
Yeah,
So you got to go the Broncos. I'll be tipping the boys, but it'll probably be close.
I'm gonna go the Rabbitohs just because I feel like but the Rabbitohs are missing guys as well. This is just such a buy round footy game. I'm just gonna go against you and go the Rabbitohs for fun.
Fair enough. That's what I'd do if it was Manly.
Yeah. Sweet. So Dolphins and Roosters. Speaking of just origin footy, have a look at this 1-7 for the Roosters. Like, oh my god. Asako or Farnworth is going to score 150, and I'm having a very tough time picking which one it is. I'm leaning towards Farnworth because he's on the wing and he's got the goal kicking, but there's really not much to separate these two. Easy VC options for the week.
Yeah, you said Farnworth, but you meant Asako.
Ah, I did mean
Asako on the
Asako.
wing with the yeah. But yeah, look, I've got both of them. I'm going to put the VC on Herbie for sure. Yeah, like you said, this back line for the Roosters. Yeah, they didn't look good last week. Like, yeah, this has definitely got a Dolphins demolishing all over it, written all over it. So, yep, Herbie Farnworth is the man for me. And spoiler alert, I'm bringing in Jack Bostock. I'm triple stacking the Dolphins CT dubs. Let's get it.
I can't really argue against it. The
They
origin
don't.
cover for
They
the
don't have.
Dolphins is unreal.
Yep, they don't have a buy until round 21, at which point, if I need to, I will potentially trade out the lowest performing one for like a season hold in the CT dub position.
Oh, that's
So
really scary. You could get another crown next week just from that. Because,
it, maybe. I got 12 and a half players. I say 12 and a half because one of them is Uelu and I don't even
right.
know if he's going to play. So yeah, it's still a bit scary this week, but yeah, I'm bringing in Bostock. I got 3 out of 4 of their CT dubs.
Yeah, God. Over, I mean, we're covering both at the same time, really, here. I think in this game, the Roosters have the better bunch in the forward pack, I'd say, slightly. But just the difference in the backs, like, I can't see the Roosters being able to hold the Dolphins out with how good their attack's been lately.
Yeah.
Not too much else really to cover here. Jeremy Marshall King
Lemuelu.
and
Yeah.
Lemuelu, yeah.
Yeah.
Marshall King, if for whatever reason you didn't sell Brayley, like you were fine last week, you didn't need to. I don't mind a JMK, but he is still fresh off an injury, and we know he can get those. But again,
I
the
just
Dolphins' cover is really good, and their attack's
thought
really
about
good.
I thought about making a trade at hooker this week, and I thought I just can't bring myself to waste a trade on such a dud
Mm,
spot. Like Uelu, technically he's playing or he might play. Like I'd rather run with 12 guys than make a trade at hooker this week. It's just a waste of a spot. So probably just going to have Harry Grant and Uelu all season, personally. But yeah, look, if you need a 2RF, then Lemuelu is a great option. Definitely seriously considered that. And I also did kind of have a look at like Uelu to Connor Watson with the dual position there, but I just don't really know what the minutes are going to look like or what the rotation might look like. So yeah, look, I'm hoping Uelu is actually going to play half the game, being named at 14 instead of 18 or 19 or whatever. But yeah, Watson maybe, but I don't really love it because Robson will be back soon. So yeah,
yeah,
really it's Lemuelu or the backs from the Dolphins. And that's who you
think
want.
so. Think we can move on from here. Hugo Savala, just quickly, he's been fucking unreal.
He's been
Not
great.
not
Yeah.
sure what he's priced at. You're probably not looking to get him in now,
Nah.
but he's playing 6 as well. So I mean, he's scored fine at 6 previously as well. But yeah, Should
Yeah.
be an
Uh,
interesting game, particularly on the Roosters side of things.
Finns 13 plus.
Yeah, easy. I'm with you. Warriors Sharks. I think the Sharks get absolutely fucking pumped. I think they have put a couple of good scores together. I think Trindle might go okay this game with the Hines absence, but the Warriors are just another level. They're not really that Origin impacted. Um, I think we're going to see the difference in class in this game, and I'm very happy that I've got Tamari Martin. I unironically had a look at Watene Zalesniak as well, but he's just a little bit too expensive for me. But
Yeah.
I'd
There's
love to have
a
him in
bit of
my
love,
team.
out there for AKP in this
Yeah,
matchup as well. I can understand it. I'm kind of leaning the other way where I think this one could actually be a bit closer than people anticipate. I know it's down in New Zealand and they usually have a really good showing at home. But I have a feeling that Sharks, they're going to expect a tough game. And, one of the things they need to work on is consistency. So hopefully they'll be able to bring that to the table. I wouldn't be surprised if the Warriors win. I'll probably tip the Warriors in this one, but I actually think it's going to be a bit closer than people think. And the Sharks' buy coverage is awesome.
yeah,
So I was really hoping to be able to bring in Hines or something this week, but being injured still, I
yeah.
wanted to bring in a Shark. And yeah, look, this one's a bit of a flyer, but I had a random dream of Mulatalo absolutely smashing it for me. So that's what I'm doing because if I go against that and he pops off, I'll be kicking myself. So Ronnie into my teammate, and he will fire up in New Zealand. So yeah,
Love it.
I know he's a pretty popular trade in this week, but yeah, this dream happened for me on like Sunday night or something, and I didn't realize that he was going to be popular, but I'd already decided I'm bringing him in, and yeah, it's going to be fun. But if it flops, it flops, I guess, because he can be a bit hot and cold. But
Hmm.
yeah, coming off a big game last week, he'll be fired up, and yeah, hopefully they get the ball out wide to Ronnie, and he gets a couple of tries, another double, and another ton. That would be great. So
Yep.
welcome to my team.
I think I do really like the Mulatalo trade in. Iro is back on the inside of him again as well. So you would think that with Trindle being the dominant half in the team, I can't quite remember how well Peru played. I was too busy screaming at the refs when Manly played them. Um, but in saying that, the Camperera Pompey side defensively seems a bit weaker than the Dallin and Leia Tower side. So maybe we do see a bit of Stone Street and Ramian action, but it could go both ways. I'm not entirely sure about that. But yeah, I do really like the Mulatalo trade, and I think if you're going to get him now is the time.
And based on what you were saying before, when you're trying to make your trades this week, like you're looking for people that you're happy to hold the rest of the season.
Yep.
Like if I get stuck with Ronnie, I'm okay with that. You play him on matchups. Honestly, he could actually be a gun.
Yep.
So yeah, he's had a few games back now. A couple of them have been awesome. One was a bit of a stinker, but hopefully he's found his form and he'll be flying for the rest of the season. So like if I get stuck with him for the rest of the season, I'll be happy. So yeah, I was thinking Eero or Hines, but I'm going to go for Ronnie.
Yeah, fair. He's the shiny new toy that's back from injury. I mean, he's been back for a little bit, but yeah, good player, very good player. Tamari Martin, he is, I think he's about 350k at the moment. I don't think,
371.
thank you. I don't think it's smart to be bringing him in now. I think if you've already got him, sick. He's probably got a hectic break even as well, but it just comes back to that you want to be trading in keepers where you can if you're desperate and he's one of the only guys you can bring in to get a number, sure, go for it. But I think from memory, Metcalf named in the reserves. So
I'm going to
that's,
go against you.
you reckon?
I reckon Tamari's got the spot locked down. Metcalf is only there in case something happens in warm ups or captain runs or something, and his break even is negative 45.
Oh, shit.
He could end up being like the Warriors system looks great. Whoever their halfback is looks great. Doesn't matter what the name is. That position just is doing really well. So I'm actually, yeah, I'm thinking the opposite. If you haven't got him yet, you can still get him, and he could be your halfback too, or your 5'8", one or two. Um, Once you get back into it a bit deeper in the season, when you're bringing guys like Cleary or Hines back in, you can just shuffle him down into 5'8" with that duel there. So yeah, personally, I actually think Tamari Martin's still a good option and worth getting.
I've just pulled up my sheet here that the crop is nowhere near fitting. But Warriors, Sharks this week, Cowboys next week, Dolphins round 17 is pretty good. They miss round 18, which isn't ideal, but then they play 19. So they've got one bye left for the origin period, so I don't mind it.
Yeah.
I was looking at a little bit at Aaron Clark as well.
Mm-hmm.
I had to get rid of Alex Twal this week with the news that he's out for, longer than a few weeks. So Aaron Clark has been very good. I did end up going away from it and doing something else because just having a look at his scores and all that. Fisher Harris, I think, has an injury as well. So the forwards are all going to lift. I don't hate it as an option, but I just don't think he's a top 5, 6, 7 second row forward to be bringing in. I don't think he's going to
I think
hurt
he
you.
could be.
Yeah,
I
I
think
think
he
he could
could
be.
be for the back half of the season at least. He could be, and I actually had a look at him as well. But because of that round 18 bye, I was like, oh, I kind of just want to get people that cover the rest of the bye period.
Yeah,
So I actually didn't go for it. Plus, he was a little bit overpriced for what I was looking for in that position at the moment. But yeah, I actually had a look at him as well. Great option. Jackson Ford also huge option if you don't have him. He's
yeah.
back down to about 750. Like you said, with Fisher Harris out, he's going to have bigger minutes and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure you might even have the C on him this week. And yeah, look, honestly, it's a good play because he'll probably ton up again.
Yeah, I do have the captain on him. So no Fisher Harris, no Barnett. Am I?
Yep,
Yeah, no
they're both.
Barnett. I
Yep,
think he plays 80
yep,
minutes.
could do.
As long as no weirdness happens in prior weeks where he got shifted to the edge or whatever. If he's in the middle for 80 minutes, he's gonna get fucking 95 in base. And if he gets one line break, cool, done. I'm happy with it.
Absolutely. Yep, love
Um,
it.
and yeah, I've got the high upside vice captain, so go with the safe captain. I'm happy with it.
Yep, sounds good. I'm gonna
Beautiful.
tip the Wars 1 to 12.
I'm going Wars 13 plus. I'm not convinced that the Sharks are I'm not, where are they on the ladder? Like sixth, seventh, something like that. Maybe fifth. I don't
I
know.
don't know.
Around there. I think.
Everyone in the middle is like tied,
Yeah,
basically,
yeah, pretty
and it's
much.
all skewed by buys and stuff. Like I
Yeah,
don't know, they're average.
I think we're gonna see another final series where the Sharks go out in straight sets. I just don't think they've been consistent enough. Um, or maybe I'm just salty that they beat Manly. That's
No, I mean
entirely possible.
I'm with you. I don't think they've been consistent enough. But when they get Hines back and we have a look in the last sort of few weeks of the season, we'll have a better idea. But for now, yeah, look, the Wars should get this one done at home.
Yeah, I think they quite easily do. I really want to go to a game at Mount Smart. That would just be insane vibes.
Heck
Probably
yeah.
not Manly versus Warriors because I don't want to be there in a jersey that's not a Wars jersey. That would be fucking terrifying.
Nah,
But
you got to do it. You got to go watch your boys get beaten.
I'll make it happen eventually. It'd be very cool. Yeah, this game's got a little bit of poo slinger about it. But what do we got? So obviously Moses is out for the Eels. Strange and Hudson is out. Tamali's out with a HIA. Sebastian Chris returns. Laurie at 5'8". Jed Stewart on the wing. Mariota starts and Ethan Sanders named. I'm not sure what happened with Ethan Sanders. Did he get like a head knock or he wasn't dropped or anything? Maybe he was. I
I
don't
don't know.
know.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Neither. I don't think it's going to matter to too many people anyway. If you're still holding on to him, cool. He's a good number for you this week. He could do well against Para. But yeah, there's just not really much here that excites me. Isaiah Iongi is probably the only guy I'm willing to talk about at
What about
Para.
it? Fullback's a bit of a stinker spot at this point of the season.
It is.
So I actually did wonder if like a Iongi or a Buller could be an option for like a Walsh trade out or a Teddy trade out or a Ponga trade out because like none of those guys are going to be backing up.
Yeah.
So it's just yeah, like I did wonder about Iongi or a Buller, but yeah, I haven't seen enough from the Eels and too many injuries. Like their attack looks crap, so I just
Yeah.
can't see him getting big enough scores. Spoiler alert: my team has 10 CT dubs in it.
Jesus.
So yeah, I ditched 2 fullbacks and brought in 2 CT dubs this week. So
Yeah,
yeah,
fair. I don't think having a third fullback in your flex is the way at the moment. And
yeah,
potentially not even for we do have Turbo back soon and he's going straight in my team. So That's what I'm doing. I don't recommend it. Definitely get a couple of games of a look at Turbo, but I'm jumping on him. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, look, I hear that. I don't really recommend bringing in 3 Dolphins and Ronnie, but but it is what I'm doing, so I'm going for vibes.
yeah.
Let's get it. Gonna have some
Um,
fun in Supercoach as well.
yeah, I think the halves are starting to be a little more relevant, but that could flip right back to fullbacks crushing it after the origin period. So
Yeah,
we will
yeah.
see. Um, Tarpany still doing really well over the origin period. Every single year, I think to myself, like, oh, he's doing really well. I'll just hold on to him. And then he just falls off a cliff. And I don't think I've ever spent this many trades at this point of the year. So now I'm thinking, is this the year I just hold on to him as like a backup? Maybe that's what
Well,
I do.
that's why I went for Big Red instead because he's got the dual. So
Yeah.
look, if you need a raider up front, then either one of them is probably still good to bring in, and you can probably be happy with holding them for the rest of the season if you need to. But yeah, like you really want to be trying to make sure that you're not trading in guys that you then have to trade out again later,
Yeah.
because yeah, trades are just too scarce. So you
Yeah.
got to be happy to get stuck with anybody that you're bringing in. And to be honest, I'd be happy to get stuck with either of them for the rest of the season. So if you haven't got him yet and you're looking at him, that's fine. Also, Zach Hosking, so
Mm.
Sangi's out for another 4 weeks or so. So Hosking's looking great. Plus, the Sangi probably comes back into center, and Hosking's been doing a really good job.
Yeah. Good
Noah
point.
Martin with the double ankle injury, like he's probably still a while off, and he probably won't come straight back into like a strong 80-minute role.
Yeah.
So I actually think that Hosking has a bit of security still for like the next few weeks. So if you missed it and you're considering that, then yeah, fair enough as well. He's been really solid playing 80 minutes. He's scored like over 70 every week. It's been great.
And he has a huge ceiling as well. I've got memories of him getting like 140s and stuff in prior years. He can definitely find a meat pie.
I wish I
That's
got
for
on him
sure.
like a few weeks ago because I'm not going to do it now, but I wish I did get him a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I don't hate the trade in. It doesn't really work for my team, but just generally you could run home with him as a
Yep.
2RF 4 or 5.
Mhm.
Don't hate it. And I'm not even going to try to dig through the eels to find something. I'm just
Jack Williams.
yeah.
If you need an eel to cover like 15 and 18, if you're like, oh, just give me one eel, then Jack Williams is the only one, or Eongi. They're the only two that are worth thinking about, and it's a bit team dependent. So have a look and see what you think. But yeah, I mean, I could understand somebody bringing in Jack Williams or Eongi,
Fair enough. Shout
but I'll be
out
tipping the
to
Raiders.
Arpa Twiddle. I love that guy. Twiddle, Twiddle, whatever. What a
I'm,
bloke.
I'm tipping the Raiders in this one. Surely they have
Yeah.
to do something.
Yeah, me too. Do I go 13 plus? I think I
They
do.
just failed to they failed to score a try last week. Actually, I just remembered that.
Oh, that's
But
true. Maybe 1
yeah,
to 12 is the go. But then again, they're coming up against Para. Who did they play last week? The Raiders?
was it the Roosters that actually beat them 26
Yeah,
nil?
it was.
Now I don't think the Roosters looked that great doing it, but yeah, yeah, Raiders. I'm just gonna go head to head. I don't know.
Yeah. Raiders
The
1 to
Eels are
12.
kind of tough. The Eels have a bit of ticker about them.
Yeah, I do kind of feel bad for them because they're not bottom 4 terrible. Oh, maybe they
Mm.
are because like the next tier up is like
Injuries though, it's
yeah.
just honestly, it's been the injuries and like the reshuffling and stuff like that. It's just yeah, it's been a troublesome year, but they've got a bit of fight about them.
Yeah.
So yeah,
They're definitely not like
but
down and out. They're still having a crack.
yeah,
But yeah, Raiders. I'm just gonna do it. 13 plus. It's buy round footy. Tries get scored.
fair enough.
Tigers Titans. Um, it's probably one of the more points potential games. I would say. We mentioned Jareem Buller before. I looked at it because the Tigers have amazing cover. Fullbacks a bit shit, but I haven't seen it from him this year yet. Like you go and have a look at his scores, and there's a couple of decent like 70s and 80s. He hasn't really hit any major ceiling, and he's had a lot of bad scores.
Mm.
In this Tigers side that has been doing better this year, so I'm not that keen. Like same with Taylor May. He's a time bomb with that shoulder. Just
Yep.
don't go there. It's not worth it.
Absolutely agree. And Taylor May, Dream Buller. I mean, you could have a punt if you want, I suppose. But yeah, look, I'm not convinced on the Tigers unless they get Dewey back, and Twal as well has been really good for him. But yeah, on the other side, Keanu Kinney, I actually considered bringing him in again
Yeah.
because that try on the weekend against the Broncos is going to fill him with confidence. He's been feeling like he needs to, step up for his team, and he did really well on the weekend with that try. And hopefully, Kinney could be looking to explode. But just again with the round 18 bye that the Titans have, it didn't quite work out for me. So sort of decided not to go for him because I've already got Campbell, and I went for. I've decided to bring Aramaho back into my team this
Oh,
week. Bit
Jesus.
of it's a bit of a random. So yeah, like we brought him in cheap. He went and made heaps of money. I traded him out, capitalized on that. Now he's obviously done something right and proven to the coach that he's filled the gap in his game or something because he's back on the starting side. And I have a feeling that he could be ready to make some more money again. And at the start of the season, he was great. He was playable every
Yeah,
week.
he
So I'm just
was.
kind of hoping. I'm hoping that it's a bit of a like not a roller coaster per se, but like an up and then a slow down, and now he's gone back up on the predictable uptrend. So yeah, look, the dual position's helpful, and he's down at 374K. If he can get back up to 600K again, then I'll be cheering.
I
So
didn't
it's a bit
realize he got
risky.
that low.
Yeah, he's cheap. That's why I
Wow.
did it because I needed somebody cheap, and I wasn't going to get Piakura. So yeah, I
The
was
thing
like,
is, though,
just going to bring
what
Ho back in and just time it.
this has to be like a short-term play, though, right? Because Tino comes back.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's no, it was one of their back rowers I think got injured or something, but now
Oh,
I think he's
okay.
back, and Hose still has the starting spot. I think Randall or something is out.
Okay.
So yeah, like I don't know, like if he's just got dual position, he's cheap. Like if I need to move him on later on, I can, but I didn't want to trade out somebody like Lasardi. I've got rid of Thomas Cant. So I've upgraded Thomas Cant to Aramaho. It's not much of an
Okay.
upgrade,
Okay.
but Cant turned into an AE problem for me on the weekend. I couldn't loot because Cant came on the field to cover an injury and scored 15 points. So I need to get that out of my team. At this point, is Aramaho is like a depth dual position trade in
Yeah.
that hopefully you can play on certain matchups. So and he's cheap again. So yeah, and I wasn't bringing in Piakura like I said. So had to get somebody there without blowing all my money. I had about 200K in the bank, but I need to save some of that to bring Hines back in soon. So
After hearing your reasoning, I don't mind it at all. As
it's
long as he doesn't become an AE nightmare for you towards the end of the year. But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, we've seen him do well at the start of the year, like you said. Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't hate
I
it.
have a feeling he could have fixed the gap in his game, and he could earn that starting spot back, and he could come out and bust out another 60 or 70 average for the next 10 weeks. So, hey, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm already ranked 40,000. I got to try something.
I respect the trade. I actually do because it's like you're not letting your recency bias get in the way. You're like, look, we've seen him do good, and now he's in a similar position to when he was doing good. So yeah, fair play. I rate it. Jaden Campbell, I think, is particularly relevant this week. Um,
Yep.
I've said this a million times. I've been very vocal about how much I want to invest in the Titans, but with how shitty fullback is at the moment, um, a lot of people trading out Reece Walsh. I think Reece Walsh to Jaden Campbell in flex is a great move. The halves are doing more than the fullbacks at the moment, and you can either run home with him, or if say Hines' injury is worse than we thought, then we can just get rid of him, pop Campbell up to your halfback. I'm pretty sure you've mentioned this exact move in previous videos, but now with the buy round numbers being tough, I think Jaden Campbell's a really good trade in.
Yep, I was hyping him up last week, and I was pretty scared at halftime when he'd basically done nothing on the weekend. But then he came out and scored 2 tries in back-to-back sets, and yeah, scored 91. So I was pretty grateful. Definitely saved my reputation there talking about him.
Yeah, and
But
he's got a good
yeah, look,
matchup this week.
he's got a good matchup. He's a gun player. Like he's scoring well. He's still adjusting to his role as a six. And yeah, I'd like to see him get a bit more involved on both sides of the field. And he took 5 runs. He only took 5 runs, which was one of his lowest for the season on the weekend. But he scored 2 tries in those 5 runs. So his support play is phenomenal. He's like a Fletcher Sharp style six, where he, because of his fullback history, as soon as there's half a break, he's right there, ready to scream through for a try. So, yeah, Jaden Campbell, serious shout. He is the most traded in player this week for a reason.
Oh, is
And
he? I
yeah,
didn't even
look,
know that.
yeah, and also he will be getting that dual position in round 18. So with 5'8"
Sick.
being such a dud spot, he's blatantly going to be the 5'8" at the end of the season. So you may as well get him now, and then when you need to,
Hell yeah.
you can move him into six and get rid of somebody in that position. So yeah, Jaden Campbell, definite buy. I recommend for sure.
Cody Walker, your days are numbered. I forgot about the dual position thing. They just Cody Walker out, Campbell in, Tamari Martin is my 582. Oh, that's beautiful. I'm a
There you
fan
go.
of that.
Yep.
Macassini on the wing, very nice for holders like myself.
Yep.
Hopefully
Me
he
too.
can score a try against Jensen Tonomapeu and Jalen Groot.
Outside outside May, hopefully. This is what we want, right? Come on, please play outside Taylor May. I hope that's what happens.
Hopefully, because yeah, Stafford Toe is as the Insights
Doesn't
boys
pass.
would say, a selection that we have seen. That's
Yeah. Yeah.
God, there's so much relevance here. Terrell May, another guy that you could bring in. Kai Pierce Paul, another guy that you could bring in. No qualms with bringing in either of those guys. Both beasts, both season keepers. Terrell May more so than Kai Pierce Paul, but Kai Pierce Paul even he's easily a second row four at the worst.
Yeah.
Um, if he keeps getting
Yeah.
those offloads and attacking stats, he could easily be 2 RF like 1, 2, or 3 for the year.
I said last week that I was looking for news on Twal before I took any action in trading him for Terrell May. And I'm glad that news came out before the weekend because I actually went early. As soon as I found out Twal was out for 4 weeks, last week I actually flipped Twal to May. And he was a number for me last week, scored quite well. And now I've already got him in my team this week, which is great because I have to max trade just to get to 13. So very grateful that I actually pulled the trigger on that last week. And yeah, Terrell May is going to be in my team for the rest of the season. And yeah, like you said, he'll probably be a front row forward, at least three,
Yeah.
at the end of the season. So yeah, he'll be great.
The thing is, like, his floor isn't bad. And if he hits his potential, then he's massive. So,
He
yeah, get
he
him in.
scored like he scored like 90 points in a team that got pumped 68-0,
Yeah,
right?
fuck.
And he had no tackle busts and one offload.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. What a man.
Get him in your team. It's him or Jackson Ford this week, and they're very similar price. Like if you honestly, they could be the front row forward 1 and 2 at the end of the season. Terrell May and Jackson Ford. So
I'm
yeah,
starting to wonder, this is going to sound crazy, especially talking to a Broncos fan. You'll probably tell me I'm an idiot. Do we need to bring Payne Haas back after the end of the Origin period? Like, definitely not straight away jump on him, but is there a world where Jackson Ford and Terrell May equal his, probably not how good of a player he is, but in a super coach sense, could they level it? Maybe?
yeah, it's one of those ones where, like, with trades being scarce, if you have Terrell May and Jackson Ford, and then like a reasonable third front rower that you can plug in for a buy or something like that, I don't know if you need to. It is one of those
Yeah.
things that you probably don't. It's probably not a must-have situation just because these other guys have been doing so well. It's probably not worth a trade. Even if he averages a couple of points higher at the end of the season, which I don't think he
Yeah.
will because he's missed so many games. Like people who faded Payne Haas at the start of the season are actually cheering right now. So
Mm,
yeah, look, there's a world where I don't bring him back in. Um, don't get me wrong, he's going to be straight into my Origin team,
yeah.
but yeah, look, come round 20, he'll be on the cards. But like I probably will because my front row, like 1 and 2 is Terrell May and Stefano Tuikamanu. So yeah, look, it'd be good to get rid of a Flagler or a Ho and upgrade him to a Haas or
Yeah.
or a Jackson Ford. But so like, yeah, look, I don't know if I end up with Ford between now and then I probably won't bring him in. There's definitely a world where you don't need Payne Haas for the
Yeah.
back end of the season.
I think For him to be considerably better than these other guys, he is going to have to come back and be his absolute barnstorming, immovable force best.
Yep.
So as soon as we see that, then we can revisit this conversation. But until I see him just be an absolute freak of nature again, then I'm probably just going to wait.
Yep. Honestly, it's fine. I hear you.
Yeah.
It's good shout. Good shout.
I'm thinking the Titans may just get it done.
Yeah, it's scary to tip the Titans at Leichhardt because the
Yeah.
Tigers are good there. But after that win against the Broncos last week, their defense is actually really good. I can't see the Tigers scoring too many points without Dewey and Twal in there as well. And,
Mm,
I wouldn't be surprised if Taylor May does his shoulder again. Like he barely touched it last time he injured it. He fended off a guy and popped at his shoulder. Like it's just, yeah, it's pretty soft. So honestly, I can actually see the Titans being one of the teams that do beat the Tigers at Leichhardt this week. Yeah, it's tough to tip against the Tigers when they're at Leichhardt, but I'm doing it. I'm tipping the Titans as well.
uh, the forwards are so much better for the Tigers, though. This is such a coin flip game.
I don't know, man. Cleese Haas has been good. Fodawaker's been good. Pascoe is awesome. He's way better than Fainu as a nine. Bo Fermor
Yeah,
and
that's fair.
Aramaho are both strong. Cooper Byers a beast. Like I know Terrell May and KPP for sure, but I think the ceiling is probably there a bit higher for the Tigers, but I think the floor is a bit better for the
Mm,
for the Titans. So, and Pascoe is actually a weapon in the
yeah,
nine.
dude.
Like, yeah. So I think that could be a game changer.
Yeah, Pasco is your call of the year, I think. He was just unreal. I mean, you've made a lot of good calls, to be fair. I think I'll stick with my initial instinct and I'll go Titans 1 to 12.
Yeah, I'm going to say the Titans get it done as well.
Beauty. Do we have any more? That's
That's
it.
it. That's it.
Quick
Oh,
one. How
captain for
good?
me is Terrell May this week. Yeah, in this one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
like
like
I've
that a
done the
lot.
same thing as you. I got the VC on, but mine's on Herbie instead of Isako, and then the safe option as the big boy up the front on the Sunday.
Beauty. We've kind of gone over our trades a little bit already, but I'm going Twal out, Walsh out. I'm bringing in KPP and Jaden Campbell, pretty much the two guys that I was just frothing on in the TLT there. I can't fault either of those trades. If I could have got Terrell May, if I had the money for it, um, it's not like a slam dunk. I definitely would have done it, but it would be nice to have him. But I want both of these
Mm.
guys eventually, I think.
Yeah. So unfortunately, I had to max trade just to get to 13, and one of those is Uelu. So I don't even know if that counts. I'm kind of looking at it like I've got 12. If I had Pasco for the last few weeks, then I probably would only just be doing two trades here, and I'd be happy to run out with 12 this week to try and save some trades. I'd probably hang on to Drinkwater as a bit of a season hold. But in saying that, I've got rid of a dud here in Thomas Cant. My depth is actually really quite good. At this point, the only person in my team that, is not a real player is Uelu, and Macassini is probably the other weak link.
Yeah.
Um, Otherwise, I've got all playable players. My whole squad is looking good. So yeah, as you can see there, bringing in Bostock and Mulatalo, and also Aramaho. I needed some coverage up in the forwards, so that's going to work out for me for the next few weeks. But don't know how long he'll last. But definitely happy to stick with Bostock and Ronnie for the rest of the season. If I do get stuck with them, I've still got enough players that when the Dolphins are on a bye, I can cover it. Even though I've got three of them in CT Dub.
Yep.
But
No,
yeah,
you can work around that.
down to 14 trades for the rest of the season is a little bit scary.
Yeah, it's getting low, isn't it? I'm on 15.
Yeah,
So before this round we were equal with that.
yeah,
I'm not too worried about playing Macassini this week. He is running at Jensen Tonomapeo and Jalen de Groot.
yeah,
So he could cross the chalk a couple of times. Hopefully he does.
yeah,
Because God, it's been a tough own. Um,
yeah.
Move over to the teams. So yeah, forward captains. Also, as the Insight Boys would say, it's very sit down to piss, but fine. I'll cop that and get
It's a
a
safe
easy
option.
ton.
Honestly, we're probably not going to have to do it because one of the Dolphins boys will go crazy, or both of them. Like
Yeah.
we'd probably both run out of probably both vice captain loop after the Dolphins play. But yeah, look, if not, then at least we've got a safe option there in the front row to make sure that we don't fall behind or something this week.
Yep.
But yeah, look, your team's looking pretty strong to be honest. Definitely looks better than mine with Ford, Lucas, KPP, and Duncan and stuff. You've still got Cleary and Hines as well. I don't have either of those right now, but I
Mm.
did predict that Hines was actually going to be out until after the bye, which is
Yeah.
why I traded him out as soon as we got that injury news, and I will bring him back in. So that should be fine. Um, yeah, look, I'm hoping that Flegler picks it up for the rest of the season and becomes good and becomes playable. He's picked up a try in Origin, then he picked up a try on the weekend for the Dolphins. He seems to have sort of found his timing and his rhythm, and it's taken him half the season to get back into the flow of things. But hopefully, he's come back fired up from Origin and has a really big back end of the season for the boys. So hopefully, I don't actually have to trade out Flegler, and I can just kind of sit on my front row here, and maybe upgrade at some point. I can upgrade one guy from the front row or second row to like a Jackson Ford or a Payne Haas, and I'll be good. I know a lot of people are trading out Lasardi this week. He's the most traded out player. I think that's just purely for buy coverage and because even though he's a great player and potentially a season hold, he's kind of moved down to everybody's, 2RF6
Yeah.
at this point, which is so I can understand like he's just the weakest guy in that spot for you, even though he's a potential hold. I can get behind trading him out, but yeah, look, not for me. I'm going to try and hold Lasardi, and like I'm pretty happy with all these guys. Like if I get stuck with everybody that's on the screen right now, I'll be happy with it, except Uelu, but that's just a dud hooker two spot. So hopefully I never have to play him again.
Yep. I think the weak link for my team is pretty obvious. It's Tulty. Um, I'm thinking couple of trades for me that would have the top half of my team pretty much done outside of upgrading some 2RFs would be Nuff out Tolty, give me a second Nuff, which is risky, but it's a risk I'm willing to take, and then upgrade Lasardi to the other Couchman. Then going forward from there, I don't really need to force any trades. It's good enough. Maybe I could eventually upgrade a Tallis Duncan to a Homoli or a Hudson, probably a Homoli because I'm biased. Um, I mean, I say I'm biased. He just is the best second rower in the comp at the moment. Like, I don't think
Yeah,
that's too crazy to say.
I wouldn't
Um,
mind getting a Olakawatu or a Hudson Young or something, but it's just after the Origin period. I have to wait
yeah,
till after Origin, and that's why I just went. You know what? I'll just grab somebody cheap for now. And then maybe I can upgrade one of those guys later, if need be. But yeah, I hear you.
yep.
I'm a
The
bit scared about doing the nuff thing. I don't know if I'm going to
yeah,
take a single nuff all season. I actually think that depth is probably going to be my best friend in the back end of the season.
yeah, that's fair. I just think as long as two nuffs means that the rest of my reserves need to be like stacked. Like there's no room for error once there's two nuffs there. I mean, I've carried enough this whole season and people have been quite chirpy about how bad that is, but it's like I'm smashing it in the origin period right now in terms of availability. Like not trading out the arse to field full teams, all with enough. So I think I can handle a second one for the run home
Yeah.
once all these buys are done.
Yeah, you can only play four reserves, so like it does make sense to kind of focus all your money on them being good. But it just there is still buys in the back end of the season, and
Yeah.
if there's injuries and you don't have trades, then
Yes.
you could be in trouble. So I'm kind of banking on the fact that there will be injuries and people won't have trades. So
Yeah.
if I've got
Oh, there
playable
will.
guys every week, then that could work for me. So yeah, like I ran out of trades last season, but still ended the season quite strong,
Nice.
and it was because of depth. So. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with everybody in that top half of my team except for Uelu. So
Yeah, nice. I mean, your hooker too is a good spot to have a weak guy. So,
yeah,
um, yeah, bottom half, Tavana, he actually, now that I think about it, he might be my second nuff. So maybe I don't do that play above there. Again, said it a million times, the Tigers just keep shifting their outside backs like week in, week out. He's definitely not a hold for me unless he is enough going forward. Then I can deal with it. Macassini's an easy upgrade at some point, and then I think I'm good. Um, yeah, Jaden Campbell up to Cody Walker when he's got the duel,
Yep.
and bring in Turbo at flex. It's not
Yep.
bad.
Looks good. It does look good. I'm not sure about your Hopewadi situation.
Yeah,
Yeah, 40 points with a try. Geez, that's rough. A try and a line break, I should say.
yeah,
He's got about 13 points in base power. That's, yeah. Look, I was pretty happy with Nicarima on the weekend. Like, I was traded him and thought he'd be good for the Dolphins, and he scored 78 for me. And I think he even went off injured, but now he's named again, so pretty happy with that. Yeah, Campbell, Nicarima combo, it's looking good. Then I got the three Dolphins boys in the CT dub, and I owned Cobbo earlier in the season, so I've owned all four of them, which
yeah.
is
Wow.
pretty funny. Um, that could end up, really backfiring if they have a stinker of a week. But also, if they keep putting on 40 points every week, then this could be really, really beneficial to my sort of campaign to catch up towards that top end. My CT dub actually, they're all playable. Like they all
Yeah,
look playable, especially in matchups. Like even Holmes has come good. So, I'm actually quite, I will consider getting rid of Marzu after they play the Dragons. Just because his price, like I kind of need that money to bring back in like a gun fullback or something. Remember before I said I had 10 CT dubs? Look at that. I got Purdue's in six. Right. Then I got seven playable CT dubs in that position. Then I've also got Chester down in my fullback and Macassini in my flex at the moment. I got 10 playable CT dubs right now.
don't
Yeah.
mind it.
So that's why I got rid of Drinkwater and Walsh because look, the Cowboys buys are going to hurt me a bit if
Yeah,
I held on to him. So yeah, I do want to upgrade Macassini. Maybe I do nuff out one of these CT dubs at some point. Like maybe I could nuff out Marzu and then upgrade Makazini into a gun fullback after the Origin period. Like if Walshy fires up or something, that'd be nice. But otherwise, I'm pretty happy with Farlongo and I think Chester's actually just proven to be like a hold. Like,
yeah.
and I don't really have room for him in CT dub at the moment, so I might just hold him in fullback or something. So instead of Drinky. He could be good. He could be good. So yeah, look, it's a bit of a wild setup at the moment, but look, it could work out good for me, or it could go disastrously. We're back to putting the dumpster fire image on the potty every week.
Yep. I center wing is where I've made the most mistakes this year. My three biggest mistakes. Number one, not getting Latrell. Number two, not getting Jenkins, and number three, not getting Chester or not starting with Chester. Um, yeah, if I made those three changes, I think I'd be like ranked like 5k. It's like that big of a swing.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I
hindsight's
wish I
2020,
bought.
obviously.
I wish I bought Marzu the week that you did and got the 200 or points or
That
whatever
was nice.
instead of
I
the
was
week
very glad I
instead
did
of
that.
because I wasn't vibing it, and then I ended up getting him the week after because of their run, and he's been kind of underwhelming since then. So they've got the Dragons again next week, I believe, and hopefully he does it again, and at least I got one of them. But if he comes out and scores 40 against the Dragons next time, I'll be spewing that I even traded him in the first place, because yeah, he'll just plummet in price. But yeah, CT Dub, it's volatile. Hey, I mean,
Oh yeah.
injuries galore all season. Fullback and CT Dub have been volatile. So, yeah, this is where I'm just trying to trade in guys that I'm happy to hold for the rest of the season. Yeah, down in this end, it's just Macassini really that I don't want in my team anymore. If I get stuck with everybody else, that's fine.
Yeah. What was I gonna say there? Uh, Nah, it's gone. Whatever. I think we've pretty much covered everything here. Scott Drinkwater for my team as well. I think his days are numbered. I would like to upgrade him. But the Cowboys are one of those teams that just out of nowhere can put it together, and then he's like doing all the attacking plays, and all of a sudden he's scoring 150s. So not a
Yeah.
trade that I'm like desperate to push, but
Yeah. Look, after starting with him and then trading him out and then trading him back in and now trading him out again, I wasn't
yeah,
actually that keen to get rid of him. If I had the numbers this week, I would have held him and I probably wouldn't have bought in Bostock or something like that. And I'd be trying to hold him for the rest of the season. So I actually think that Drinkwater, he's probably one of the top fullbacks at the end of the year.
could
So if
be.
you do have to hold on to him, it's probably good. Like if you got Drinky and Farlongo and Turbo to end the season, that's probably great. I don't know if Teddy and Walsh, who are my original plans, I don't know if they'll actually be firing in the back end of the
Yeah.
season or not. Like, we need to kind of see something. And Drinkwater's been consistently up and down, but he's still averaging quite well. And, after a couple of stinkers, he's probably going to come out and ton up next game. So, yeah, I wish I didn't have to trade him, but I just don't have the numbers. So it is what it is. I'm bringing in some high potential CT dubs to make up some ground. And who knows, I might end up bringing Drinkwater back in after the Origin period because that buy in 18 is going to hurt me as well. So I'm definitely not. I'm happy to get rid of him until 18 and see what happens from there.
I think with fullback, I reckon the four guys that are the cream of the crop for the run home, Turbo, provided he gets back to his form that we know he can. Turbo, Dylan Edwards, Drinky, and Farlongo. They're probably the four.
Ponga's the informed
Oh,
fullback
Ponga. I
of the
forgot
year.
Ponga. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ponga.
So after Origin, if he comes out of it unscathed, then yeah, look, I'll probably be trying to target Ponga.
Okay. Yeah.
Unless something happens and we see the form sort of flip or whatever. Reece Walsh is close, man. He is busting his butt. Like
Yeah.
from the first run on the weekend, he ran straight and hard, and I said, "Oh, Reece is on," but they just couldn't create an opportunity for him. He had one
Yeah.
try contribution. The rest of his points were in base and power. Like he had 10 tackle busts, 20 runs. Like he's out there trying to make it happen for his team. So actually, yeah, I was pretty happy with Walshy's performance.
Yeah.
Just
It's
didn't
not
quite
him that's the
click.
problem. It's everyone else. Like not
Yeah,
even.
and the
That sounds too harsh. Like the Broncos just
well, not
aren't
every.
firing.
Yeah, honestly, Ezra Mam lost him the game with that last play.
Oh
Like
my
all he had to
god.
do was pass the ball to the right hand side where there was like a 5-man overlap. Like
Yep.
somebody out there would have give the ball to Renault, let him put the ball on whoever, whether he kicks it or passes it. Renault will put somebody over the try line in that position. And it was literally tackle one, and there was 30 seconds to go. Like there was zero
Mm,
need for him to turn over the ball. That was just outrageous behavior.
yeah.
So. Like, and if he passed it right, I know Walshy played the ball, so Walshy wouldn't have been involved in the next play. But even if they went one play to the right, got tackled, then Walshy could have potentially been there to set up the match-winning try on the next
Yeah.
play.
There was time for
Although,
another play for sure. Yeah.
yeah, so yeah, Ezra lost him the game there, and yeah, it was definitely no fault of Walshy's. He was trying. And I have a feeling going into Origin camp is going to boost his confidence again, and
Yeah.
he'll pick up a tip or two from Billy Slater about his season form. And yeah, he could come back and absolutely tear it up in the back end of the season again. So
Yep.
he's definitely on my radar to bring back in. But yeah, for now, I'm just trying to target points.
Yeah. The Broncos are in a very similar spot to where they were last year, and we saw how that went. So definitely never write him off.
Yeah.
Yeah. God. And then we got Latrell to think about as well. Like, oh god, bloody hell, it's a lot. But
I'm not touching Trell with that back thing when he comes back. There's no way. No way I'm going near that.
I mean, we've
You
gone this
pay
far.
mil.
We may as well be able to say
That's
that we
right.
didn't touch him all year.
Yeah, you pay $1 million to bring him back in, and then he sprains his back 10 minutes into the next game. You'll be absolutely spewing with the limited trades that we have. I'm not touching him. No way.
Yeah, I think if I'm jumping
I
straight
might,
on Turbo, I can't afford to go Latrell as well.
I might get Cleary after the Origin period, even though I've been a Cleary fader all season. I did say if he just proves to be like undeniably the best, and I mean, yeah, he is. So
He
we'll
could
see
get
what happens.
rested towards the very end of the year. That's the only
Which
risk
is
there.
Yeah, the games that they missed from through the Origin period, and then potentially getting rested and stuff like that. That's sort of why I was trying to fade it in the first place.
Yeah.
Like I'm happy to get Hines and Campbell. I'll be good with that. But with halfbacks being so good, maybe I just move Campbell into 5'8", and I'll consider Cleary, but I'm not going anywhere near Trell.
Fair enough. I think we've rambled on long enough. I think we can wrap it up there. Best of luck for the upcoming week. Hopefully, you've managed to scrape together 13 for the game, for the week, sorry. If you're tossing up trade options or whatever and you're not sure what to do, drop a comment. We'll see if we can help you out. Don't forget to
Yep.
leave your bets for the weekend as well.
hmm
And yeah, we will see you on
Honestly,
Monday or
I reckon if you got to run
oh,
with
true,
12
yeah.
this week to save a trade, just do it. Like if you don't love the trade in, if you're not happy to keep them for the rest of the season, if you get stuck with them, just run with 12 this week. Save the trade. A lot of people are running 11 or 12. You'll probably be fine.
Yeah.
I'm playing catch up, so I'm burning them. But honestly, I reckon I thought about keeping Drinky and just running with 11. So yeah,
Which you could do. You could.
you could do. You
Yeah.
could. Don't be afraid to run with 11 or 12 this week, folks. You'll be grateful that you have that trade later in the season.
Beautiful. All right, I'm going to go eat a schnitty. Catch you later.